Hello everyone, I am recording my first ever Murphy Mass reflection. So for those of you that don't know, it's a student-led Mass that takes place here every Wednesday night, and instead of the priest giving a traditional homily, the resident ministers give a reflection or like a mini homily afterwards, so like at the end of Mass. So tonight I am doing mine on the first reading for today, which is based off of everyone's favorite wedding verse from the 1 Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind. I am recording this mostly so I can practice and critique myself, but I figured, maybe it'll go well, and this could be my very first TED Talk. Who knows? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Here we go. I have 3 words for you. I love you. Now, for those of you that know me, you might be thinking, oh gosh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Tara. I love you too. But for those of you that don't know me, or at least don't know me very well, which quite frankly is most of you, you might be thinking, okay, well, that's a little creepy, a little weird, and perhaps even a bit too soon. But what makes those things, those 3 words, too creepy, too weird, or too soon? I have 2 reasons for that, and I believe that both are able to be answered in today's first reading. So first, I think it's safe to say that it's because I am up here simply uttering those words to you without any context or validation that I mean anything about what I say. There's no action behind those 3 words, so they are simply an empty promise to you, which is very unfulfilling and unappealing. But here's another idea. What if the reason why those 3 words are so uncomfortable for many of you is because we don't know what love is. Our idea of love is different from each other, and certainly different than how it's portrayed in much of the media. So if that's where we're taking our definition of love, we can see that it conflicts with many other examples. My guilty pleasure TV show nowadays is 90 Day Fiancé on TLC. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you watch it because it's not good TV. But the premise of the show is that you, typically an American, is trying to meet someone in another country, and it helps them get their visa to come over, but they are trying to force love between someone that they've never met. And then when they do finally meet them, they wonder why this love isn't working. And I think you all can understand why that wouldn't work, because again, there's no action behind them saying, I love you. They haven't had the chance to show that and demonstrate that to each other. But also, where are they gathering their definition of love? Especially if they're willing to do it on a reality TV show. So I think it's safe to say that we all have different definitions of love. The way that I might define it or the way that you might define it can differ, and that's okay. Even after years and generations, it can change too. I'm very, very thankful that my cringe-worthy way that my 16-year-old self thought of love is much different than how I hope to portray it to you today. Thank God. So what if I said that we don't need to sit here and figure out what love is, that it's already done for us? Well, guess what? It is. In today's first reading, St. Paul to the Corinthians, everyone's favorite wedding verse, he states, if I speak in human and angelic tongues, but do not have love, I am a resounding gong or a clashing cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and comprehend all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have all faith as to move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. So this is a perfect example of how love and action are intertwined. You can do all of these incredible things and achieve all of these great successes, but if you don't have love, you have absolutely nothing, and it's meaningless. The inverse is also true. If you love and go out and tell the world that you love them, but you have no proof behind it, where's the validity in that? And why would anyone believe you? So now that we've gotten the action part out of the way, what is love? Well, love is patient, is kind, is not jealous, not pompous, not inflated, not rude, not seeking its own interests, not quick-tempered. It can bear all things, believe all things, hope all things, endure all things. And here's the best part. It never fails. Whoa. How radical is that? There it is, spelled out for us, no questions. The only thing is that it doesn't seem very easy, and it shouldn't. It should be sacrificial, maybe even a little painful. Because when executed correctly, the oomph and the action behind it can be the most beautiful and authentic form of channeling God that we as humans are able to implement into our daily lives. And all of that takes away the uncertainty that we feel with love. So after talking to a couple of people to see what we can do about this, one solution I got was to maybe just get our generation to not say it so much. And yeah, maybe that would eliminate, the issue of there's no sincerity behind it. But is that really what the world needs, us to use it less? I beg to differ. I think we should use it more, as long as we're doing it the right way, which you all know now, because we just talked about it. So we're able to go out and fill the world with love, God's true and pure love. Imagine what we can do. So as long as we're doing it correctly by implementing that action that reflects this definition, I believe that we can be the love, that is patient, kind, and never failing. Don't just speak the words off of your tongue, but show them in everyday actions that you do. It's kind of like how here at John Carroll we have a faith that does justice, but a love that does action. So on that note, I challenge you all to do something this week that really reflects this love. We can start small, maybe, call up someone you haven't talked in a while or write them a letter. That's a good place to start. But when you're ready, maybe forgive that person that's hurt you, that you've been hurting and holding on to that burden for so long, and let it go and set yourself free. Or better yet, if you have a roommate or a friend that maybe drives you up a wall on a high-speed bus, be patient with them. Tolerate them and walk with them on their journey, because that can be one of the most authentic forms of God's love. I'm not saying it'll be easy, but it will be worth it. So no matter what you decide to do this week, just remember that I love you. Bye.